Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laki Pratama, and I'm about to present my research. And actually, it's not really a hack, but rather than an alternative for viewing construction sequence. I call it C Seq construction sequencer, and it doesn't have anything to do with C Seq and medication. Next. So the basis for my research is when I was doing a 4D modeling in Navisworks, the model itself looks very simple. And I think it might be better if there is an alternative in viewing the construction sequence using virtual reality. So based on my experience, the errors in construction sequence may cause safety concerns and reworks in the construction sequence. And the problem is current 4D modeling software does not allow for direct interaction between users in the 4D model. Because as we know that Navisworks or Synchro, we have to actually assign each objects or geometry within the 3D model into the construction schedule. And after that, you can only play the construction sequence forward or rewind the construction sequence without being able to actually interact with the construction. So after that, I have questions. What are the benefits of the implementation of virtual reality when reviewing a construction schedule? And which group of building element error is easier to identify in virtual reality? And what barriers will limit the application of virtual reality in reviewing the construction schedule? So the method for my research would be to test the validity of theory that is already available, which is virtual reality is good for reviewing construction. So in creating the 4D model, I create a 4D model with 3 types of construction sequence of errors in the construction sequence. First is the omission of an activity. Second is the illogical sequence. Or third is the duplication of activities. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to conduct an experiment using a virtual reality tool prototype and then conduct surveys and interview to compare the results. So the data collection will be quantitative and qualitative. And I don't think I need to explain this too much. And yeah, this is not also important. And the development for the virtual reality tool, the first step I did was to determine which 4D model to use for the virtual reality, and then select which kind of hardware I would like to use. And next one, what kind of software I would like to use, and then develop a prototype of virtual reality. So in generating the 4D model, there are 2 identical 4D models, and one model will contain multiple errors in the construction sequence. So in selecting the hardware, there are 3 alternatives. First is cave-like display, and I chose not to choose that because it's too expensive. And Google Cardboard, even though it is extremely cheap, but I don't know how to program at all. And then there is consumer-grade VR headset. It can be easily connected to PC with appropriate drivers. You can find the driver for Oculus Rift everywhere. And it is although more expensive than cardboard, but it's still affordable. And it is compatible with most PC software. And in selecting the software, I chose to use video game software. There are 3 alternatives. First is Unity, UDK, and CryEngine. I chose CryEngine because it's very simple. You don't need to understand C#, C++, or any kind of programming language. And this is my workflow. First, I get a Revit model, and then I convert it to SketchUp, and then I convert that to CryEngine 3, and I have the schedule in Microsoft Project, and convert the schedule manually using visual scripting in CryEngine 3, and combine everything in the CryEngine with Oculus and an Xbox controller. I will show you oops, how it works. So what you're seeing right now is a blank work site with nothing. So using that workflow, I was able to recreate the 4D model within CryEngine. So you can see here the slab, and then there is the columns, and the walls, and the framings, and the second floor slab, and the stairs, and after that, framings for the second level. And actually, if there is an alternative mode where you can just fly around the construction site, which I don't think it's working right now. Right. Yep. Oh. It's buggy, sorry. So the player will be able to choose to actually walk in the construction, or will be able to change their view into some kind of bird eye view or free camera in order to assess the construction sequence. And that's it for now. And actually, I've done some research, and I've tried it on my friends, and the result was not really good because there is no user interface at all, and there is no maps, and there is no markers whether the construction or whether the building elements is just built, or which building element were just built. So, so far this is what I've done, and that's it. I'd like to thank you for your attention.